happy. I went to the gym, you know, I was sitting there like a psychopath, you know, laughing at the gym by myself. It's coming! But I was sitting at the gym, like doing my whatever, right, bank press or whatever. And I'm like, it's like 30 minutes left! And I'm sitting there laughing like an idiot, you know, like seriously, like I got a moron. I can't stop, it's so good. Exactly. Listen to hot boys talking, you know. It's just a Japanese thing, honestly. Like, I don't know how many other countries you have. It's like, he's such a goddamn hero! He's like, I gotta save her! Goddamn Ishigami, the hero we deserve. And need. It's like he steps in, blocks it! She's having a mental breakdown. She's like, sleeping now, shut up! Yeah, that's good. Hey! Yeah, you're gonna send in her, assistants. Oh, interesting. Oh, I love it, yeah. Oh, Sheikah's gonna be freaking lit, man. I knew it! Yeah, Sheikah's gonna be freaking crushing her. I knew it. Sheikah's like, BAM, bitch! I'm the power here! Yeah, I expect Sheikah to be like this, you know. This is what you expect, right? The Sheikah to be like, tournament.org! They're both just like, oh my god, Keisha! Right. Another my common aspect, but I just said again, I really love this first bit because it's so much focusing on Ishigami being the man he is, right? That's why Ishigami is a great character, because he's this relatable, good guy, right? That is, he's always like, I don't care about Ino, she's a nerd, narc, so on, right? But in the end, he could embarrass her for listening to this, boy you love, or like pretty boys talking, right? Which is, for example, about the Mote, the same scene, right? A very similar scene about the Mote. And she's like, pretty boys. But the Mote is more about her being this cringe lord, right? Trying to get the CD and it's this weird thing and so on, right? And then she's kind of lying in bed and being like, pretty boys. But anime, what the Mote, great anime. Yeah, really good anime. I like 10 years ago. I feel old, man. But yeah, what the Mote, what's it called? I forget his name. It's like, it's no matter how I look at it, it is your fault that I'm not popular, right? That's it, whatever. But the Mote, with the Kuru, the weirdest girl ever, basically, the weirdest nerd girl ever. But anyway, similar scene in that anime, and of course Ishigami takes up the mantle, right, to protect his girl doesn't like, right, girl doesn't care about, and I really like it, Obviously it's funny, but I think again, I just want to point out that, yeah, I think it's a great episode following, Ishigami's previous part, right? We have to remember that it's not that many episodes ago, right? We had the whole sport thing, right? That wasn't that long ago. What can that have been? 3 episodes, 4 episodes, right? Kind of that angle. Of course, it feels way longer because we've been, 3 seasons. But from a manga aspect, I haven't read the manga, but I assume from a manga aspect, right? These scenes are actually kind of tied into each other, right? He's developing to, try to help people and so on, right? And of course, always knew that he helped that girl, right? In the backstory, but still, and how he's like taking that bullet again. So if he's very in character for Ishigami, right? To embarrass himself. So I really love this, honestly. More girl, right? And it's a really good Ishigami moment. This anime has so much heart, This anime has so much heart. It's so funny, but it also feels so heartwarming to see Ishigami like sacrificing himself to protect Ino's innocence, you know what I mean? Or maybe her innocence, but I guess her reputation, Like he really did. So I mean, it's very in character, but still, it's a heartwarming. It reminds me of why it's the best anime ever, because yeah, it has this great comedy, but it's really really funny. But it also is really heartwarming, Like it has both that go on, and Hayasaki's like, Kaguya, don't do it, and so on. So yeah, this part I think was okay, right? We see them do this over and over again, right? Their phone weirdness, and usually Hayasaki is played as a straight man, right? She's played that character on the side. It's like, oh my god, don't say that, don't type that, don't call him now, it's too late, and so on, right? And it was a fun bit, but I felt honestly. I mean, I really liked it, don't get me wrong. It's like a 9 out of 10 bit for me still. But I felt that this is a bit they have done, before. Right? So she did do culture. In the end, they do talk a little bit, right? And of course, then Kaguya freaks out. So you still feel a little development. You still feel they have developed their emotions, right? Because, yeah, she kind of lost it in the end. And what's that scene? She goes crazy. Yeah, she losing it. She's getting all too thirsty. And Hayasaki has to come in and save her. I mean, that's still hilarious, though. Or is it when she's like, here it is, yeah, do this. It's still hilarious, though. Don't get me wrong, I love it. 9 out of 10 episodes, 9 out of 10 this part. Third part is 10 out of 10, but yeah, I mean, it's hilarious, but it's a little bit, it kind of done this before, I feel, but yeah, taking to the extreme now, so the good part of it, from a story aspect though, is that, you know, they have gotten further and further into the love rap, because now they actually are willing to call it, so it's a little bit further into it, but I still feel they have done this phone thing a little more, and I still would argue that the best phone joke ever, when it comes to rom-com, because the very common storyline, right, is still, you know, in Surrender Children, she's like, Surrender Children, this is fun, man, it's a 9 out of 10, but it's not beating Surrender Children, I'm sorry, I mean, I love Kaguya-sama, but it isn't beating that scene yet where she calls, you know, her boyfriend or whatever it is, and then his sister picks up, and she's like, oh yeah, oh I'm pregnant. You still haven't beaten that scene. You still haven't beaten that scene. What about the baby you gave me? Have you ever seen Surrender Children? It's a masterpiece. That is so good, man. That is still the best phone call. Super annoying Imoto picks up the phone instead, or she picks up the SMS, and the girlfriend is like, oh, I'm pregnant. It's so goddamn good. But yeah, still really, really fun, of course. But I felt the first scene was a little better, right? Because it gave it the Ishigami love and Ishigami characterization again, right? Let me get to the last bit. Tournament arc! It's good how it goes to Shika takes it. That was probably the funniest part. Yeah, the last part was the funniest part. Shika takes it so seriously. Shika is like, Tournament arc! I hear this. Shika is like, Tournament arc! If it's very anime, right? Very meta. She's like, let's go! Fight on! It's like, they were definitely the fun. This is 11 out of 10 comment. That was the funniest part, was the third arc. When doing the arm wrestling. And of course, Shika takes it very, very serious. Of course, she's not shit and so on, right? But I predicted, of course, what's gonna happen. Of course, Shirogane and Kaguya are gonna be like, he's touching my hand! Let's go to that. Of course, it's gonna be that they're like getting super turned on. Yeah, I knew it. I mean, it's so obvious. They both wanna be like, we are doing hand touching! This is like sex for them, you know? This is better than sex, man. How is it she's getting all embarrassed about it? I'm kissing again here. It's beautiful. And she's a win, of course, because here it is, yeah. No, damn it, it's a very short frame, but I love it. Shika is doing all this math, right? Shika is like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. They're so powerful. He's like, oh my god, they're so physically strong, you know, like they're in their mind, right? This battle is the hardcore most wrestling battle of a lifetime, you know, in Inu and Shika's mind, this battle is like super serious, but actually, of course, they're both like, oh, Kaisha! But they're actually both is like, oh my god, touch me, Kaisha! Oh, please, we can't stop! Yeah. But they're both is having like an orgasm. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens, so stupidly fun, right? No, but it's just so good because you used to see before, right? We see Shika like, oh, they're so powerful, and she's doing all this math, like, oh my god! She's acting like it's like a freaking, you know, shonen, you know, like Goku against Frieza, right? Or Goku against Cell, or whatever, you know what I mean? Or Goku fighting Hiro. She's like, oh, this is the tournament arc of a lifetime, you know. She's like, oh my god, this tournament arc is life and death, you know. Inu is like, what is powering them up? Their ki, their hockey is so incredibly strong. Oh my god, you know, and never see what actually happening. They're both like, none of them is even trying to, win. They're both just like, yeah, let's still keep doing it forever. And then of course, Kaguya realizes that, yeah, she's being exposed as a thirsty woman, right? She's gotta win. But anyway, yeah, I think easily, immediately, right? 10 out of 10 episode. Great episode, episode great too, right? It was a masterpiece as expected, and I'm really happy, right? Because I was happy the whole day for this episode, and I was expecting it to be a freaking masterpiece, right? And, you know, as an anime owner, right? I wasn't worried, okay? I wasn't worried. Right? Some animes, you know, there's no way this anime is gonna deliver. It's the best anime ever, right? It's no way it's not gonna deliver. But, yeah, I was happy the whole day before this. Just sat, giggling the whole day at work. Kaguya-sama coming today. I was like, seriously, hyping myself up whole day. I went to the gym before this, right? And I was like, sitting in the gym, being like, coming. Like, sitting there the whole day, laughing to myself manically, like an insane person. And, you know, it's still delivered. It's still delivered. Maybe I'm just mentally insane, though, and it couldn't fail because I'm just so incredibly biased. But I think I'm objectively right there. And it's still delivered, right? So, amazing, truly amazing. And it's gonna be this is gonna be the best anime this season, easily, right? Of course, every Saturday tomorrow we have this new anime, Spy X Family, right? I'm an anime, I haven't read it, right? People keep saying it's one of the best shonen ever, or whatever. So That is starting tomorrow. But yeah, and also we have what's called a new best could come tomorrow too. Right? So I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded, but I do want to say that I can pretty feel confident saying this is the best anime this year, probably. Episode 1, best anime ever. But anyway, guys, episode 1, and I'll see you guys soon with Verdi episode 2, because that was a great anime, right? This is much better, but Verdi, that was a good episode start. I recommend it so far. I saw it had like a pretty bad rating, but I think it was pretty interesting, right? I'm not saying it's the best anime either, but it's just like those animes to feel like, good enough, I've seen like every isekai anime ever, right? And this is a new isekai anime, but I'm immediately like, it's better than most of them. You have like 500 isekais, right? And there's so many trash, I guess, so you can, if you get a new isekai, that is the best isekai ever, but it's better than, the average value. Like, right, it's better than the mid ones, so it's not like muscle tension, right? But it's somewhere in the middle. I'm like, okay, it's better than like the 300 bottom shit animes, right? So I guess comparably, it was actually really good in that sense, right? But not on the level this anime. But I guess soon, and I think also gonna watch, of course, Aru-chan, this another comedy anime, coming out tonight with this girl that can't like gets very close to you. It was pretty funny. It wasn't as funny as this anime, but it was pretty funny, right? So anyway, see you guys and have